Good morning and welcome to Healing from A to Z with Masterful You and KB. I am Chris Burke. And may today be the last time that you ever say, "What's wrong with me?" Today's topic is chaos. And boy, it's a really important topic these days. We're going to talk about chaos as being the opposite of clarity, the opposite of peace, the opposite of feeling comfortable in your skin. And this feeling of powerlessness, like there's no connection between you and what's going on in the world around you. And you're just someone who's trying to survive, trying to keep your head above water. And the water always feels like it's, at least neck deep. So we're going to practice an exercise that will help us to feel like we're standing up. Oh, the water was only waist deep. I can stand up. I can find peace in my own body. I can see and learn the connection and how to cultivate that peace so I can experience the connection between me and the world around me and grow some confidence and some trust in my own wisdom, my own brilliance, my own intuition, my own inspiration, my own intellect, and certainly my own body. So we're going to start out today with, I guess I'll talk about when I first realized that I had a problem, and you've probably heard me talk about my anxiety attacks. So having panic attacks is living in chaos. It's feeling like life is happening to you and you have no control over it and you're just trying to keep going. And one of the things that happened when I started meditating, I don't know if that's the right word, when I started sitting with myself and asking, like, what's going on? And at that time, I didn't understand the relationship between my conscious mind and my unconscious mind. So I didn't understand that by asking those questions, I was allowing something different to come forward. But when I started asking, one of the things that came to mind was ask better questions. And, that's not a judgment. It's not about the quality of your questions. It's about ask questions that the answer can help you to move forward. So when you ask questions like, why does this keep happening to me, which was a favorite of mine, why does this keep happening to me? Why do people do that to me? Why do, politicians, whatever, like, fill in the blanks, all the things that we say. It was always asking why this negative thing was happening, and it would just keep happening over and over again. Then I started asking better questions that the answer would empower me. So that's the point of that. And it's kind of the heart of a lot of this program. So over time, I found that when we ask questions that help us to get information that we can move forward, more and more, our experience becomes center stage. And what's happening on the world stage blends into the background, fades into the background. And it's interesting because it's not like, obviously, if you're in the midst of, an environment where something terrible is going on, like war or famine or whatever the things are, then yeah, that's going to affect you. But if you can remain at peace in your own body, in your own experience, and ask your unconscious for guidance about what's the right path for me today, what's the right path to create harmony for me and my family, so that we can be that in the world, so that we can be an example of that in the world, you will get that guidance and you will start to trust it. So we're going to start with listing 3 examples of chaos currently happening in your life. 3 examples in your personal life. It could be money issues. It might be, I'm struggling with yet another diet. It could be you've got some health issue. It could be panic attacks like it was for me. Or bleeding ulcers. That was another favorite. So write down 3 things that are currently creating chaos in your life that feel out of control and feel like it's happening to you, And then write down 3 things that are happening in your environment, whatever that means to you. It could be the global environment, it could be your neighborhood, it could be your workplace. You're going to circle that and say, okay, here's my starting place with chaos. This is my current experience of chaos. This is what it means to me, right? And then you'll say, on that scale of 1 to 10, we always go to the compass, let's find out where we are and what direction we're heading. Because if we don't know where we are and we don't know where we're going, how can we possibly get there? So we'll start with 1 being, I can't get out of bed in the morning because it's so bad. My experience is so chaotic that I feel completely overwhelmed. And if you do, that's okay. All of us have been there at one time or another. So give yourself the grace of saying, okay, this is my moment. And on a 10 would be when you're saying, wow, everything that happened in my life was incredible. I feel grateful because I realized that it helped me to discover me. And that's valuable, invaluable to me. Where are you on that scale? This is an intuitive exercise. Let the number come up. Whatever it is, write it down. Okay. Now we have our starting point. Now let's find out what that starting point is like. What's going on at that starting point? Let's interview our experience. You're going to interview yourself and kind of the layers of you. What are you currently thinking? So you'll write down at this number, at your starting number, I think, and write that down. I feel. What are your emotions? I say and do. What are the things that you say and do to yourself? And what are the things that you say and do in the world to others? Then what is it that you sense in your body? So scan your body and pay attention to any place where there's tension, any place where, there's pain. Just write down what's happening there. Don't ask about it, just write it down. And then finally, what do you know? So when you're at this level of experience that's not rocking your world, that it's feeling chaotic, what do you know at this level? Okay, great. Well done. Now we're going to set our destination. On that scale of 1 to 10, where do you want your experience of chaos to be? And I know it can be tempting to say, oh, I want to go for 10, but ultimately you'll find that as you approach 10, it gets further and further away because you keep finding out it can get better and better and better. It's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's not like you never arrive. It's like there's just so much more. And whole new experiences start opening up for you. So I usually recommend that you choose like a 7 or an 8 or something that feels like it'll be a huge improvement. When you're working at a 7 or 8, when you're experiencing life at a 7 or 8, you feel comfortable in your skin. Your mind is clear. You're able to weigh your choices, to interview yourself and find out what's the right choice for you, and to do the thing that you know is the right move for you, instead of reacting to the world around you. It's a very empowering state, the 7-8 place. Okay, so choose your number, and then we're going to allow our subconscious mind to give us an experience of what that's going to be like, to paint that experience for us. So you start saying, when I am at this number, my destination number, and this is an experience, right? It's not a ranking. It's your experience. It's how you experience being you. When I am at what I consider to be a 7 or 8, I will think, or whatever number you chose. Hey, if you chose a 10, good on you. Way to be your own authority, right? There is no wrong. This is about your journey. So when you are at this desired number, I will think, I will feel, I will say and do to myself and to others. I will sense in my body. What will be different? How will being in your body feel different? And then finally, what will you know to be true? Okay, you've got your starting point where you're experiencing chaos. You've got your place where you feel comfortable in your skin, which is life-changing, right? You're no longer acting from instincts and fight or flight or predict and protect. You're now in this place where you can actually listen to yourself and ask your instincts, your body's intelligence, your intellect, your mind's intelligence, your intuition, your heart's intelligence, and your inspiration, your, let's call it your guardian angel's intelligence. And you can ask all of these levels of you for input before you make a decision. Life-changing. Puts you in the driver's seat and makes sure that you have the information you need so that you can take a step that's to your benefit, that's in your best interest. Great. Now, the last piece of this is to ask yourself, what is it? So this is conscious mind asking unconscious mind. It's like the magic toaster. You put the question in, you're going to wait for the answer to come. So you're going to say, what is it that I need to know or do to make this journey, to take the next step on this journey from the number you're at to the number you're going to? And then wait for the answer. Some of us will get information immediately. Others of us, it'll be a phone call, or it'll be something that pops into your mind, when you're showering and your conscious mind is otherwise distracted. All of a sudden, an idea will pop into your mind. Pay attention to that. A friend might call and say, hey, I just heard about this great program. It sounds wonderful. You want to do it with me? Right? So stay open to all of the different ways that the answer can come, because your unconscious mind is literally unlimited in how it can communicate with you. And as you start to explore that, like in the beginning, it's so frustrating and maddening. I remember being like, what are you talking about? How is that? Like, why do I have to wait? Why can't I know right now? Ultimately, it's because the message has to come in a way that you can hear it where you're at currently in your journey. And, it took me 18 years to move from where I was to where I am today. And I'm still moving. My 10 keeps getting further and further out there, which is just wonderful. And I'm enjoying the process of life. It's no longer about the destination, right? But to get that journey shorter, more concise, so it doesn't take you 18 years. And Judy Forder, my dear friend and colleague, and I often talk about the fact that it's not going to take you as long as it did us anyway, or this sort of first wave of us who started studying this work, because the energy has changed. And because there are so many people here in the world that have the experience, who've made progress on the journey that can support you. So including masterfullyou.com. So every Friday, Judy and I do a live, and we answer your questions. We take comments. If you want to put comments at the bottom of this video, we will answer them live. I know it can be challenging for people. You don't want to say, hey, this is what I'm struggling with in public. I get that. So it's okay, but if you wanted to email info@masterfullyou.com, then we would take your questions that way as well. And I suppose that makes it anonymous, right? We won't announce your name, is my point. And go to masterfullyou.com for all kinds of tools and resources that can help you to make your journey. We're now doing, in the Own Your Experience program, we're now doing in weeks what it took us decades to do. So it's incredible. New students are coming in, and we're just able to help to guide and support that journey just really quickly. Because, we have a lot more experience, don't we? And a lot more access to the brilliance inside of us, which helps you to have more access to the brilliance inside of you. Ultimately, that's what this is all about. Let's see if I've forgotten anything. Yes. Please, if you like this video, if you appreciate this message of love yourself and love your life, then please like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for spending your time with me on this beautiful muggy morning, which maybe is a, snowy day for you somewhere. Thank you for spending your precious time with me, and thank you for being you. The world needs exactly who you are. Thank you.